Hello everyone. So in the previous session we have discussed the second program, that is pattern matching of the data structures and applications lab. So today we will discuss about program that is on stack operations. So the question is, design, develop and implement a menu driven program in C for the following operations on stack of integers, that is array implementation of stack with maximum size, that is max. So here we have to perform these functions. So first one is push an element onto the stack, pop an element from the stack, demonstrate how stack can be used to check palindrome, demonstrate overflow and underflow situation on stack, display the status of the stack and exit. So support the program with appropriate functions for each of above operations. So in this program we are asked to develop a menu driven C program that performs different operations on stack of integer using an array implementation. So here are the basic terminologies we have to go through. A stack is a linear data structure that follows the last in first row, that is LIFO principle. This means the element inserted last is removed first. So the stack has the maximum size, which is defined by using a constant called max. So in the question they have mentioned max, so that is the constant maximum size. And here we have to go through two important variables used in our program, that is stack array, which is used to store the stack element, and the keyword called top. It indicates the current top position of the stack. So initially it is set to -1, it shows the stack is empty. Okay, next we have to perform some operations, right? So first operation is push. Push means inserting an element into the stack. Okay, when the user selects this option, the program adds a new integer element to the top of the stack. So if the stack is already full, we have to check the condition, that is if top is equal to max minus 1. So it reaches the maximum size of the stack, then we will call it as stack overflow. That is, if the stack is already full, it shows stack overflow message. Okay, first what we have to do means, if we insert an element, first we have to push the top element, then we have to insert an element at the stack of top. Second operation is pop. So pop means removing an element from the stack. So when the user select this option, the program remove the top element from the stack and it will check if the stack is empty or not. To check the stack is empty, we have to use the condition, that is if top is equal to -1. If this condition is true, then it shows the message called stack underflow, that is stack is empty. So for this we have to follow the step. First we have to remove an element at the stack of top, then decrement the top. So for the push we have to increment the top, for pop we have to decrement the top. Next is display. So display is used to display all the elements from top to 0. So this operation will shows all elements present in the stack, the current top position and the current status of the stack. So in your question they have added one more question, that is C, demonstrate how stack can be used to check palindrome. So here we have to check the palindrome by using stack. So the stack is used to check whether the number or the string is a palindrome. So what is palindrome? Palindrome means it read the word from forward to backward as the same. So for example, Malayalam is the best example for palindrome, because if we read from the beginning or from forward to backward, it will be read as the same word. So that is called as palindrome. By using stack, the program pushes the element into the stack and compare them in the reverse order. Then we have to check overflow and underflow as we discussed. So if the max of size is equal to max minus 1, it will give you the overflow. If the top is equal to minus 1, it will called as underflow. Then if we complete all these operations, then we have to select the option called exit. It is used to stop the program execution. Okay, so we will see how to implement this or how to execute this program. So this is the program. Initially, as we know, we have to give the header files. First we are using the header files called stdio and stdlib.h. First, this is for to get the input and the output, that is used for printf and scanf. And second header file, that is stdlib.h. this header file is used to support the functions like exit. Okay, then in the question they ask us to define the maximum size, right? So here we define the max size as 4, that is the maximum size of the stack as 4 element. Okay, next here we declare the global variable. Okay, global variable which are stack of max, top is equal to minus 1 and item. So stack of max is an array used to store the stack element. Top is equal to minus 1, in the sense initially the top will be initialized to minus 1, in the sense the stack is initially empty. Next is item, used to store the input or delete an element. Okay, then we have to perform all these functions or push, pop, palindrome, display. Okay, next in the main, so here the starting point of the program execution will start. Okay, initially we have to declare one variable called choice. It stores the user menu choice. So in the question they have asked us to implement the menu driven program, right? So it is used to store the menu choices. Okay, if we are performing the menu driven program, so we have to always use this while loop. Inside the while loop we have to give 1. Why? Because it creates an infinite loop, so menu repeats until options is selected. Okay, so after this printf statement we have given as stack operations. It is nothing, it displays the menu heading. Okay, in next printf statement we have giving the options such as push, pop, palindrome, display and exit, and here we declared /n indicates it will print in the next line, so it display all the stack options. Next we have to ask the user to enter the choice. Okay, next by using scanf we have to read the choice. Okay, if it is a menu driven program, we have to use the switch case by using this variable we declared here, switch choice. So inside this switch statement we have to give all these case statements we have to give. Okay, so in first case we are giving push. Okay, it calls the push function to insert the element. In next we have to give the break. This is the syntax for switch statement. Okay, next case to pop the function. Pop function is to delete the element. Next is palindrome. It calls palindrome function to check whether the stack elements from palindrome. Next is fourth one is display. It calls the display function to show stack elements. Next, fifth one is exit of 0, in the sense it will stop execution of the program. Next we have to give the default. So this is mandatory. If we are using the switch case, we have to give the default statement, that is invalid choice. So other than these cases, if we enter any other choice, it will show or it will give the message as invalid choice. Okay, next we have to give the break. Break is to get out from that case. Okay, after this, one by one we have to perform the function. To perform the function we have to give some we have to give some looping statements, right? So first we have to use if top is equal to -1. Initially we have to check whether the stack is full or not. Before doing push operation, the first thing we have to check is whether the stack is full or not. If the stack is full, we cannot perform push operation, so that's why. If it is full, it will print the stack is overflow. Otherwise, it will perform the condition, that is enter the item to be pushed. It asks the user to enter the item to be pushed and it will read that item. Next, what it will do, it will increment the top by 1 and it stores the item into the stack of top. So this is the condition for push. Next, when it comes to pop, we have to check if top is equal to -1. So it will represent whether the stack is empty or not. Okay, so if this condition is true, if the top is equal to -1, it says stack underflow. Okay, we cannot pop any elements because the stack is already empty. Otherwise, if this condition is not satisfied, we will go for the else statement. So in the else statement, it will it stores the top element into the item variable and it will decrement. So here first it will store the item, so the top element into the item variable and it will move the top pointer downward. So here if we are doing the push operation, we will increment the top. If you are doing the pop operation, we have to decrement the top. Okay, once after we store the item, we have to decrement the top and we have to print the deleted item. Okay, these are all about pop. To perform the pop, we have to perform this condition. Okay, next is display. So in void display, it will display the stack elements. So to display the stack element, we have to initialize one variable called I. Okay, I'll tell you why. Next, if top is equal to -1, in the sense it will check whether the stack is empty or not. If the stack is empty, we cannot display any elements because the stack is empty. Otherwise, we have to follow this else condition. In else condition, we are using for loop. It traverses the stack from top to bottom. So that's why here we are using I. So that's why here we have declared. So I will start from top and I is greater than or equal to 0 and I minus. In the sense it will display all the elements from upward to downward. So that's why I will decrement. It is not incrementing, it is decrementing. Okay. Next, it will print the stack of I, in the sense it will print all the elements or it will display all the elements in the stack. So these are all the basic three operations on stack. Next, the extra conditions or extra function we have to perform by using stack. So that is palindrome. You check whether the stack elements from palindrome. Okay, so for this we have to declare num of size, this is an array of size 10, I is equal to 0, it is initially 0 for the index, and k is to traverse the stack. Okay, next is flag. In the previous question, I have said flag is used as an indicator, so it will indicate, and here in our case it will check the palindrome condition. Okay, so next, here k is equal to top. So this means first it will stores the top index. Okay, if it copies the elements in the reverse order num array. See, for that's why we are using the while. So here while k is not equal to -1, it will copy the stack elements in the reverse order. Next it will stores the elements in the reverse order. So that's why num will increment, num of I will increment and stack of k will decrement. In the sense, in the num array it will store the I value and the traversing will decrementing. So that's why this condition is used. Next we use the for loop. It will compare the original stack and the reversed array. Okay, so inside the for loop, if num of I is equal to stack of I, so this condition will checks whether the element is matching or not. Okay, if it is matching, it will continue. Otherwise, a flag is equal to 0. Flag is equal to 0 in the sense, if mismatch occurs, the palindrome condition will fail. So that's why it is giving us 0. Okay, so these are all about one while condition. Next here, if top is equal to minus 1, this is the same thing to check whether the stack is empty or not. If it is empty, it will print as empty. Otherwise, if flag, if in case if flag is 1, then it will understood that the palindrome is and I mean the characters are matching. So if flag is 1, the stack is palindrome, then it will print palindrome. Otherwise it will display not palindrome message. Okay, so we'll start to execute this program. So this is the head of the menu. Okay, so these are all the operations we can perform. I'll operate one by one. So here it will ask the user to enter the choice. I'll enter 1. Enter the item to be pushed, 10. Okay, next one, I'll give it as 20. Okay, next one, I'll give it as 30. Okay, next choice 1, next I'll give it as 20. Next one, I'll give it as 10. Okay, so these are all the elements I have pushed. Shall we see what are all the elements I have pushed? To check that, we have to give the option that is 4. I mean the choice 4. If I give 4, it will give you what are all the elements I have pushed into the stack. Okay, so initially I have pushed 10, but I don't know why it is not showing. Again I have pushed. Okay, so these are all the elements I have pushed now. So now I will perform pop. It will pop deleted item is 20. So whichever the element is stored at the end, it will delete first. Correct? So that's why. Now I'll see what all the elements are present. 30, 20 and 10 is present in the. Okay, next I'll give choice 1. I'll push 20. I'll check with 4. 20, 30, 10. 20, 30, 20, 10. Okay, next I'll give 1. I'll push 10. Then I'll see. Okay, so it is not taking. Why? Because invalid choice. Enter the choice I'm giving as. See here, this is giving, this is giving the statement as stack overflow. Why? Because only 4 elements we can push into the stack. So that's why it is giving stack overflow. So we have done with push and we have checked the condition, it is stack overflow. Okay, now I will give the choice as 2. 2. It is popping out all the elements whichever stored in the whichever stored in the stack. Okay, again I'll give 2. Again I'll give 2. So see here, we will get the option as stack underflow, correct? So we have checked stack overflow, we get underflow also. So now I have to check this palindrome condition, correct? So that's why again I have to, now the stack is empty. Yes or no? We cannot check the palindrome condition. So again I'll push some element as 10. Next push element as 20. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll give 2. It will pop out. Next I'll give 1. I'll 20. 1. 10. Okay. I'll see. So 10, 20, 10. Right? So now I'll give the choice as 3, that is palindrome. It will show it is palindrome. Correct? Okay. Now I'll push another element 40 and I'll see the condition of 3. It will give as non-palindrome condition. So like the way you have to check every condition, that is push, pop, palindrome, display, and if I enter the choice as 5, the program will exit. Okay, so all these functions have to perform. If this program are asked in your exam, you have to perform all these operations. Okay, thank you.